Hello everybody, I'm Dustin Benzel and welcome to my first ever entertainment video. In this particular episode, we're going to discuss a few things. We're going to discuss why I like the shows that I currently watch. And I will doing a review on Markiplier, the YouTuber. So, let's jump in. Now, if you remember from my introduction video, you will notice that I said that I liked watching Once Upon a Time, Resurrection, CSI. Oh yeah, CSI. Sleepy Hollow, Supernatural, The Flash, Haven, Whose Line Is It Anyway, and of the current shows that I watch. If I missed anything, I apologize, but those are the current shows that I currently watch. So let's get into it. Right now, currently, my favorite show that's airing right now is Once Upon a Time. And the reason why I like Once Upon a Time is because it's a great dynamic character. It's not entirely gory and violent like say Supernatural, but it isn't like entirely kid friendly like you would expect from a Disney company show or stuff like that. So it's like got a nice mix and everything like that. And I like the stories, I like the characters and the character interactions, and I just like the way that the writers portray these characters. And they'll show snippets of the character's past as it possibly pertains to the present time. So I really like that because it's like you're getting to see a special backstory of this character, like if it was like a movie or something like that. And but also it's still relevant to the present time of Once Upon a Time and stuff like that. So I really enjoy it, and so far I've really liked the whole Elsa storyline and the Snow Queen Ingrid and stuff like that. And I think it's really great. I'm not going to go quite into any spoilers of it if you don't want to know any spoilers, but I really like the storyline going on so far. So that covers Once Upon a Time. As for Resurrection, I think I went over this, but I like it because it's got an interesting premise. It would be interesting to go into a town or a city anywhere. I think it was mostly a town, but to go to somewhere for whatever reason and find out that the that people are coming back to life. And that brings up a whole bunch of stories. Right now, there's a storyline that I'm not really liking, and it has to deal with what you might expect. People who are pretty much prejudiced. I don't really like that very much. If you, I'll probably do a viewpoint on prejudices and stuff like that and everything like that. So you'll get into why I don't really agree with prejudices at all because of the arrogance of some humans out there and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm really curious to see where this is going. I want to know exactly why these people have come back to life. What is the cause? And unlike, say, Lost, that had a religious or after, well, not religious, but an afterlife like conclusion, I fully expect that it makes sense for Resurrection. But yeah, I don't know if they're ever gonna go over exactly why these people have come back to life, but it would be nice if there was just some reason explained in the future. I mean, whether it be the creator of the show coming out and saying why they actually came back and stuff like that. Because currently, right now, I don't want to go quite into any particular spoilers, but um, they've addressed that what has been dead comes back doesn't necessarily mean you could kill them another time, they'll stay dead. And there are ways that the dead can stay permanently dead or away from the scene. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what's going on. I don't know if they'll ever explain it, but it seems like the story is kind of slowly leading up to it. I don't know how many episodes are left in the series or the season, But if it's anything like last season, it's going to be a long time before we get any sort of conclusion. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to that. Uh, I'm looking forward to that. As for CSI, why do I like CSI so much? Well, um, yeah, they may be unrealistic, but in terms of how the science is and everything like that. But it's really kind of cool to see, even though they're fictional, to see how it might be possible to find criminals and stuff like that. There may be some things wrong in CSI. It's not actually matching what we can do in the modern time, and well, maybe I just blame the scientists for not being smart enough. Just kidding. I'm just saying, you know. But I like CSI because it's about solving cases. I really like mysteries. I may not be good in solving mysteries and stuff like that, especially some of the mystery games, because a lot of the mechanics are like, what was I really supposed to think of it like this and stuff like that. But I like the whole mystery aspect. That's why I like CSI. It's about solving cases and mysteries, even if they may be unrealistic in some fashion or another and stuff like that. Um, oh, especially the whole DNA thing being resolved really quickly. You know, I never understood why it took 6 months for DNA test, and the only explanation that I have is the only thing that makes sense is because there are so many cases that need DNA that it's a stockpile. Not that it actually takes legitimately 6 months to actually do a DNA test. If I'm not mistaken, it should only take like a few days to actually run a DNA test, but because there's so many DNA tests that need to be done, that's probably why it takes so long. But I will disagree. I don't see why it would take 6 months. I mean, I'm like really trying to think, and I'm thinking, what the hell are you cultivating here? Are you trying to create another human here? Because I don't know what would take a process 6 months to come to a conclusion. Now, like I said, if this was because it was all stockpiled and there are a lot of DNA cases, then it makes sense because you could have like thousands and thousands of DNA cases, and it might actually take a few months to sort everything out and get the proper DNA tests and stuff like that. But if I'm not mistaken, it legitimately should only take a few days to actually do a DNA test. The problem is all the other cases probably take precedence and stuff like that. So hopefully, we will develop enough DNA testing technology that we can just run multiple DNA tests at one time, and hopefully, the thousands of DNA cases will shorten, and maybe then it'd be more realistic, like off DNA. I mean, or yeah, DNA. I like DNA because it's about solving cases. You know, we've got Grissom. Just kidding. Well, Grissom's no longer on the show, so but yeah, so like I like it. Like I said, I like CSI because it's about solving cases and everything. So let's move on to CSI and move on to Sleepy Hollow, which I'm not entirely sure at which day it comes on. And I was trying to do this chronologically, but I guess Sleepy Hollow is one of those things where I can't not remember which day it comes on. I think it's Tuesday, might be Monday. I'm not really sure on that. I like Sleepy Hollow simply for the fact that it's an epic retelling of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. I think that's really nice. They actually developed it into an actual believable mythology regarding the whole horseman and the Headless Horseman and stuff like that. So it wasn't just about Ichabod Crane and how he crossed the bridge or something like that and solved the Headless Horseman or whatever happened with the whole Johnny Depp version of Sleepy Hollow and stuff like that. So I really like it because it's a new twist on the whole supernatural aspect of the show or of the mythology and stuff like that. You have the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. There's a lot of religious aspects to this Sleepy Hollow because Ichabod Crane and Abigail Mills are part of the witnesses and stuff like that. But I don't want to quite go into it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of a lot like Supernatural, just in a different way. Because it's not as like gory or something like that, and it has a past time feel to it due to Katrina and Ichabod Crane and stuff like that. If you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go on to Supernatural. Now, the reason why I like Supernatural is it's just fun. It's like a darker version of Once Upon a Time, only dealing with supernatural, mystical stuff like that, as opposed to just being about fairy tales and magic and stuff like that. There is magic in Supernatural, as is there in Sleepy Hollow, but this one's kind of like a darker, fun, like dark humorous kind of fun, and stuff like that. That's why I like Supernatural. It's about two brothers and stuff like that go around hunting demons and monsters. Yeah, the monsters make an appearance on the show. Just kidding. Just kidding. Monsters show up and then they hunt them and stuff like that. It's a very interesting premise and I've liked it so far with what it's had to offer. There have been a few times where it wasn't as perfect, but anyway, yeah, that was really nice. Okay, so then there's the Flash. As I said in my entertainment introduction, I like the Flash simply because it is Bart Allen, the Flash, in DC Comics. I prefer DC Comics over Marvel in terms of the characters themselves, but I will have to say DC hasn't really produced a really nice movie in a long time that's comparable to what Marvel is doing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff like that. So Marvel has a leg up on the movies, but DC I think has overall better characters. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like I could relate more to like Superman, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and all those DC characters rather than I could Spider-Man, the X-Men, the Avengers and stuff like that and any other Marvel character. I think the whole problem with Marvel is that it's about mutants and stuff like that. And a lot of the reason why they have these superpowers in Marvel is because they're basically mutants or aliens or something like that. But when you go to DC Comics, it's actually more of a kind of more like a science fiction, like or just you were blessed with abilities or special abilities. The Flash was a accident. There are a lot of similars. I don't know, I feel more connected to DC and stuff like that. But anyway, back into the Flash. Now, the reason why I like Smallville was because it was about Clark Kent before he became Superman, and the one thing that they both have in common, sorry, the one thing they have in common, yeah, that was a little not professional. That was horrible. But anyway, the reason why I like what they have in common is that they have superpowers. Now, maybe if Justin Hartley got to be Arrow and Green Arrow, I actually might give Arrow a shot. I mean, like I said, there's really nothing wrong with Arrow. I think what is it? Stephen Amell or whatever who plays Oliver Queen is not a bad person. I mean, I've seen previews of Arrow versus Flash. Where apparently, well, I don't want to go into any spoiler details, but they're like fighting each other, the Flash and the Arrow and stuff like that. So and there is like Felicity Smoke, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not saying they're bad characters. I just don't like the premise of the show because even though it's DC, it's not really the only superhero that I really liked the most that didn't have any superpowers was Bruce Wayne and Batman, and that's because Bruce Wayne and Batman were rich people that had all this technology and stuff like that. That might be the case with the Arrow, but Batman really sold it. Really sold that he was a playboy with rich money and stuff like that, and he really had a strong moral sense of justice and stuff like that. And Green Arrow might be a good DC Comics character. I'm not saying that. Like I said, I enjoyed Justin Hartley's adaptation of Green Arrow in Smallville and stuff like that and everything as well. And I kind of really do like the bow concept of him being able to be very good at a bow and stuff like that. But like I said, it's just really hard for me to watch because the whole not exactly one of my favorite characters or heroes in the DC comic universe, and as well as not really having much of a superhuman ability thing going on here. Otherwise, I'm sure Arrow is fun and everything like that. But going back to the Flash, like I said, I specifically like it because it's about superpowers. And one thing that I like more than anything else in the world is superpowers and stuff like that, or anything superpower related, which is the primary reason why Heroes is my all-time favorite show, because it was like the ultimate comic book superhero TV show out there. I mean, there may be other better comic book shows out there, but I really liked Heroes for that particular reason, because it's about superheroes and people, and it wasn't just thrust into groups and companies or organizations and stuff like that. It was either you pair up for the same cause, or you just did things yourself, and that's what made Heroes so likable. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the X-Men or whatever, or the Justice League or something like that. I'm sure the X-Men and DC and the Justice League are really great organizations, and I really like the Justice League cartoons and stuff like that, and the X-Men have really good movies and stuff like that. But but the thing about Heroes is that it was so more about the individual characters and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm rambling on too much. But like I said, the Flash, I really like it for the superpowers. I like the characters. They seem fun. Um, I like Barry Allen and stuff like that. You know, he's a great character. He plays a good superhero and stuff like that. Stuff like that. So that's why I like that show. So let's move on to what is it? I believe it's Haven. Is it Haven? Not missing anything. Okay, so I guess we'll go into Haven. Now I'm gonna give you a little preview of what the show is about if you don't know what Haven is about. Haven is on Sci-Fi, by the way. Um, oh, that sounds awful. Anyway, uh, I'm just hearing things in the background. Um, Haven is about a show where there are curses that represent a supernatural kind of phenomenon, mystical and stuff like that, where these people have like cursed superhuman abilities. They're not really something that they want or desire, stuff like that, but they're basically curses that kind of represent superhuman abilities, kind of, sort of. Um, and then the premise is that there's a character who goes in there that finds these troubles, as they're called in the show, and goes around solving the cases. I like it because it's an interesting topic. I mean, they get pretty metaphysical in there, and I'm not really sure exactly how metaphysical it gets. We're on the last season. This is going to be the final season. Fifth season is going to be the last. The mid season finale is going to be this Friday, I believe. And so, which I think a lot of mid-season finales will happen around this week, so, or even next week and stuff like that. But we're coming to a close for a lot of seasons and a lot of shows and stuff like that. So like I said, I like Haven and stuff like that. Because it's an interesting, unique aspect. I've never seen a show that dealt with superhuman like curse abilities. Like being able to control weather, but you can't control the weather because it's a curse, or bullets are attracted to you, or you can't feel anything and stuff like that, and everything's like a curse, but they kind of manifest similarly to superhuman abilities, kind of. So that's an interesting aspect, and it has that kind of feel to it that I like. It's kind of it's a solitary, it's confined only in Haven and stuff like that. So like I said, I enjoy it for what it is. And I hopefully this series will wrap up really nicely. So let's go into the final thing, and then we'll get into my review of Markiplier. um, So the last show that I've discussed right now, of the shows that I watch currently that are on right now, I just want to make a side note. I do watch Falling Skies, that I believe is on TNT. I eagerly wait for the final season to appear. I really want to see what's going on with everything, and They kind of ended it so weirdly and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to Falling Skies when it comes out, probably early next year, probably in March or something like that, or April or May. I don't know exactly when the time is. I need to actually look that up, by the way. So let's go into Whose Line Is It Anyway? Now, as I said, Whose Line Is It Anyway is my favorite comedy show, and the reason why I like it so much is because it's improvisational. Now, a lot of people might say it's fake improv or something like that. They may have like things going on, but if you saw my Thanksgiving special, you know that it might be actually hard to pull an improv off. I thought I'd probably do good at it, but I did what I could, and hopefully I'll improve on the improv aspect of what happened in my Thanksgiving special a little bit better in down the line. So, like I said, I really like it because it's improv. Now, there's nothing wrong with the current series on CW, but I really enjoyed Whose Line Is It Anyway when Drew Carey hosted, and it was because I'm not saying Drew Carey was a very funny guy, but there were times where he was witty, and when he laughed, you couldn't help but laugh as well because he had a really nice laugh and he had a great sense of humor and stuff like that. It was really nice, and what you didn't want to do is pick on Drew Carey at all because he would probably get you later on, you know. So I really liked it, and plus Drew Carey actually got to do things. That's what Clive Anderson, if I'm not mistaken, was his name. Is it Clive Anderson? Hold on, I need to look this up so I'm not wrong. I don't want to be wrong here. Okay, it looks like Clive Anderson. Oh, okay, so Clive Anderson. Okay, yeah, okay. So, the reason why I don't really care for the Clive Anderson or the Aisha Tyler as much is because Drew Carey actually participated in the show. It wasn't just four performers, it was four performers and Drew Carey. That's what I liked about the Drew Carey version. Now, there's nothing wrong with the current series. I'll take it over nothing any day of the week. I promise you. I will definitely take something over nothing. I don't care how bad it may get, I will take something over nothing. And there have been some really nice gems and really nice moments in Whose Lines in the Way right now. So, like I said, it's my favorite comedy show because it's about improv. I like improv comedy more so than anything because if it's scripted, it could be funny, it could be hilarious, it actually might turn out right. But if it's improv, then you can make mistakes. And sometimes mistakes actually make comedy gold and platinum and stuff like that. So like I said, yeah, really nice show. Okay, so let's go into Markiplier in my review. I don't know how long this is going. I'm not sure how long this episode is going to be, but I'll probably make this about 35 episodes. Just be fair to Markiplier, so I can talk to him to about 10 minutes and stuff like that. Now, if you don't know, Markiplier is a YouTuber on YouTube, and what he does is he primarily plays games. Um, and the one thing that I like about Markiplier is that he seems like a fun guy to hang out with, to play video games with, to just to hang out, to create videos with and stuff like that. He has a really nice voice. He's very animate in a lot of aspects and everything. And really, I have really no problems with Markiplier. I mean, the only thing that I might disapprove about Markiplier is his own personal opinion or personal choices, and that's not really none of my business and everything like that. So I can't exactly fault him for anything that I may disagree with in terms of personal choices. But I really like Markiplier. That's why I'm subscribed to him. Now, if you don't know, it was there was a video that I needed to look up for a walkthrough because I really had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. And it was a Unity engine game online, and it's like called Black Rose, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was called Black Rose, something like that. And I needed to look up a walkthrough to see where it was going, but Markiplier wasn't the first video that I saw. I just saw this guy who's walking through and stuff like that. He wasn't too bad, but I didn't really seem interested. But when I saw Markiplier's Black Rose video, I had to check this person out. because he was just amusing. He just had the right everything about him. And then the thing that really got me liking him was his Five Nights at Freddy's, the Golden Freddy episode. Now, if you remember that, and sorry if there's any uh, foul language that's going to approach, but one of the things that happened was Markiplier was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and he was being scared and everything like that. His reactions are the best and everything like that. And then when it got to the Golden Freddy part, that one was absolutely hilarious. I mean, he activated Golden Freddy. There's a thing you can do to activate Golden Freddy where he shows up in front of you. Now, to avoid any really foul language, I'm going to avoid what he said, but his reaction to Golden Freddy was absolutely hilarious. The thing that made it more hilarious for me was that he quickly went to camera, and when the camera went down to go back into the room, Golden Freddy was not there. And I think Markiplier was like really freaking out at this particular point because he didn't know what was going on, and I thought it was hilarious. And I remember there was a thing about to avoid having your game crash and Golden Freddy attacking you, you had to quickly look at your camera and then go back into the room, and then it would disappear. But I thought it was absolutely hilarious. The reason why I found it most hilarious was that when I thought about it, it was like it could be seen that Markiplier didn't see what he actually did. That's what it looked like. Golden Freddy appeared, he freaked out, camera came up, and when a moment there was nothing in the room. So one could argue it was like Markiplier reacted to nothing actually being in that particular room in that game, and that's why I probably laughed. It was like the only video on YouTube that I ever laughed that hard. I'm sorry, Smosh. I like you, Smosh, Anthony, Ian, and stuff like that. But that video right there was the most hilarious thing that I ever saw on a YouTube video. I laughed really hard on that one because it was hilarious because his reaction was just perfect. I mean, he freaked out just the appropriate amount, and when the camera came up, I think Markiplier was still freaked out, so he's like, "No, what's happening?" And then the moment he took down, there was no Golden Freddy at all. So that was really amusing. I think that's why I subscribed to Markiplier, was for that particular reason. And then I saw more of his videos, and I just realized that, man, how did I miss Markiplier in the first place? I mean, he's been out since like what 2012 and stuff like that, and everything like that, and he's just a really funny, awesome guy. His reactions to horror games is just better than anyone else's reaction. And a lot of people criticize Markiplier because they think he's being over the top and his reactions are fake. But I keep thinking, what gives you the authority to make that decision? How do you know he's faking? Is it just because you don't react that way? That's not a good enough reason for me. So I have problems with people thinking that Markiplier is faking because I've seen a lot of his videos and there is a pattern. Well, not really a pattern to prove that he's faking, but there is some consistencies and lack of consistencies that lead me to believe that he is not faking his reactions. And the reason why I don't think he's faking his reactions is because Markiplier is someone who gets so immersed in the games, it's like he's actually there. He actually does not want to die in the games. Now, a lot of people probably don't care. They might break their computer and stuff like that. But Markiplier in particular is a person who feels like he's part of the game, part of the characters, separate, like he's actually there watching, and he doesn't want to mess up or fail and stuff like that. And when something unexpected happens and everything like that, it gets really hilarious. Now, now I'm speaking this from personal experience. I probably, if I play horror games, new horror games and stuff like that, I probably will not react that way. I will not react in that kind of fun way. Primarily because I live with my dad and his girlfriend, as well as the fact that The best that you would ever get me is what you saw in my reaction video of Markiplier playing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. That's probably the best you're gonna get. You may get some really good jumps and everything like that, and you may hear me cussing right afterwards and stuff like that, but you probably aren't going to get any really nice moments. If you want good reactions, whether you think they're fake or not, whether you may think they're annoying or not, Markiplier is your best bet. I like him the best for that reason, because he has the right reactions, the right genuine reactions that I think almost everyone should. I mean, jumping isn't fun, but when you're like screaming and acting like, holy crap, something really just happened, it's like absolutely hilarious. And I admire Markiplier a lot, and even before Markiplier, I wanted to do something on YouTube. I didn't think that I had the right things, and I'm still not sure if I have the right special person to be making videos on YouTube, to be popular for YouTube. But it seems like I've been slightly pushed and more inspired by Markiplier than anyone to be doing things on YouTube, because that's just the kind of guy that Markiplier is. He's a great guy. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, I would hope one day that I get to collaborate with him and make videos, if I can ever get a gaming computer and a better graphics card and stuff like that and download games. It'd be pretty nice to do some collaborations there. I would be it would be really nice to look forward to it. Do I expect it to happen? No, but it would really nice if this actually happened. And if you look at my Thanksgiving video and you think that maybe I have the potential to entertain people in that particular aspect, then maybe I can focus on that. Right now, I want to focus on my viewpoints, my Pokemon anime discussions about me and stuff like that. So the specials are there for a reason, to give you a chance to see me in different aspects and stuff. So I'm not entirely serious. So like I said, I admire and I applaud Markiplier. I really think he's a great person. He has 4 million subscribers right now, and I definitely approve. I mean, I'm not telling you to go subscribe to him because it's entirely up to you. But if you want to check out Markiplier and decide whether or not you want to subscribe to Markiplier, then it's entirely up to you. I'm not going to force it on you. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. But like I said, I appreciate Markiplier because he has a great voice. He's really fun. He seems like a great guy. He really does. I mean, I admire him so much because he seems like a good person to be friends with and stuff, to hang out with, to make videos and stuff like that. And Markiplier, if you're seeing this, I really appreciate you for entertaining me as a YouTuber more so than anybody else, even Smosh. I still like you, Smosh. I still like you. I still like watching your videos. You are just crazy and zany and stuff like that. But I want to applaud. I want to praise Markiplier just being just being able to see that Markiplier is special, and Markiplier really has a lot to offer in this world, and I just think people don't give Markiplier much of a chance because maybe they think he's too fake. And I might address this in future videos, but like I said, I've seen enough videos of Markiplier to realize that even if his reactions are over the top, it's just that that's who he is. He's over the top because that's who Markiplier is. They're not fake and genuine because when something unexpected happens, and I know from personal experience, as you've seen in my About Me, I believe, that when something unexpected happens, you only have short amount of time to react. Markiplier reacts perfectly on cue when the unexpected jump scares or whatever happen, and he reacts accordingly. And so I don't think Markiplier is faking it. I just can't see any reason why Markiplier is faking his reactions, because they just seem so genuine, because they're so perfect. And if Markiplier is faking, even though there are some videos where he didn't exactly scream bloody murder just because of something unexpected happened, like his playthrough The Mystery, where the best part that came out of that was when Markiplier was reading a note with all these mutilated dogs, and then he's like, "Holy whoa!" Something like that. He didn't go, or whatever he would usually do in like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that. The thing is, Markiplier has never been truly consistent in every reaction he does. There are similarities and everything like that in the tone of the video, but a lot of the videos I've seen as Markiplier reacting is that they're so different. They're always different. They're always there's like no time to think about reacting. If he's faking and stuff like that, he deserves an acting award of some sort. If YouTube had the best acting awards, give Markiplier for the best reactor on YouTube more than anybody else, because I think Markiplier would definitely deserve it if he's acting. Now, I do believe Markiplier's acting has gotten a little better, but there are some videos where Markiplier's acting wasn't exactly up to par and stuff like that. I don't know if it's based on the tone of the video or something like that. So, but a lot of the times his reactions seem very genuine because, like I said, when something unexpected happens, you have very little to think about what you're going to do. You would have to be someone who's under pressure, who can think quickly under pressure and react just as a jump scare or something startling happens. So, like I said, I don't think Markiplier is faking, and I think he has one of the best reactions. And Markiplier is just entertaining otherwise. I mean, and like I said, I really like Markiplier. He's a really cool YouTuber, and I like him technically more than anyone because he just has a lot to offer. And you know, a lot of other YouTubers may have started before 2012 or something like that, and maybe it's just a moment of getting up there. But like I said, I have to again give credit where credit due is, and I have to admire Markiplier for what he is and what he does. And like I said, it would be really nice if I could collaborate in the future with Markiplier. Like I said, I'm not really sure how this is going to happen, but if you remember from my videos of why I'm doing this on YouTube, I'm hoping that this will open a lot of doors for me, that maybe I can collaborate with other YouTubers, and maybe I have something to offer. Because that's the main purpose for why I'm on YouTube, trying to see if I have something to offer you people. And if I'm even half as entertaining as Markiplier, or even a quarter, or even a tenth as entertaining as Markiplier, or even a 20th, a 30th, a 100th as entertaining as Markiplier, then I will at least maybe try to find a purpose in this world and stuff like that. So again, Markiplier, thank you for being on YouTube. Thank you for making the decision to entertain all of us who appreciate you. So hope you liked my first entertainment video of why I like certain shows and my review of Markiplier. I think my next video, I'll probably do a review on Smosh, the only other person that I'm subscribed to. And as I've said, I'm not really subscribed to a lot of people because it's not really my thing. But I would definitely say that if other YouTubers did collaborate with me and actually gave me a chance to prove myself, for me to prove myself that I can actually offer something to you people out there in the world, I would definitely subscribe to those people if I'm not already subscribed to. And I can't exactly promise that I could subscribe to any of the fans that I have, but who knows? Maybe I can be entertained and stuff like that. I just don't really like the idea of a lot of subscriptions. I mean, I like when I go to my subscriptions and the only videos that I get are from Markiplier and Smosh and stuff like that. If I want to see other videos, I will go directly to the channel, like the React channel with the Fine Bros, or the Epic Rap Battles and anything else and stuff like that. I'll actually go to their channel and look at the new videos and stuff like that. So So, like I said, next entertainment video, I'll probably do a review on Smosh and stuff like that, as well as possibly discussing my thoughts on certain celebrities. So, this is about it. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's almost time. It's almost been like 40 minutes. So, thank you for watching my video, and see you in the next one.